We're 21 Pilots, and you're watching Uncut.
What is there to do for fun in Ohio outside of music?
Milk cows. And
Yeah.
No.
Come up with band names.
Is that
That has nothing to do with music.
I do that all the time too.
Right.
But what exclusively to Ohio is there to do?
I guess whenever somebody asks what Ohio is like, because they always get the assumption that it is just cows and cornfield and everything. But we're from Columbus, so there's actually none of that where we're from.
But what did you guys do as like teenagers to stay out of jail, other than music, of course? Like, what did you do as teenagers? Break shit or?
I never left my house.
Really?
Yeah. So all the things Josh is explaining, he just sent me pictures of. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then like, stay
Wait
at
a
my
minute.
house.
Was the internet around during this time? I don't believe this story.
No, like he would mail me pictures and stuff.
Right through snail mail. And what was it about music that drew you in? Was it to get chicks, or was it to express, or what was it? I mean, mostly it's chicks, right?
It was mostly dudes.
So be it.
You know, to each his own. For me, music kind of came out of nowhere. My mom didn't know what to get me for Christmas one year, and she got me a little keyboard thing that had this button on it that when you press play, it would just like play a demo of a song. If you don't know what to get your kid for Christmas, get them a keyboard, because you feel good as a parent because, oh, that's good. It's like musical. That'll make them think, and it's not a video game, right? So that was my mom's thinking. And honestly, when I got that thing, I was like, and then one time I was just bored one day. Seriously, just out of boredom. Pulled it out of the closet, and the thing that I was hearing was corresponding with a visual in front of me. And I thought, well, if I can memorize that. And then when I realized that someone had made that once. At one point, it didn't exist. And then someone came up with it out of thin air. And from then on, I was like, I want to do that. I want to come up with something out of thin air. So then I just started writing songs.
And how old were you at that time?
I get the feeling that I'm kind of a late bloomer, because I was probably like 16 or 17.
You know what I was doing when I was 16? Huffing paint. Trust me, you're way ahead of the curve. Way ahead of the curve.
All right, well, I just started huffing paint. I'm so late.
I was never allowed to listen to music when I was younger, so in spite of my parents, go to the record store and find like the most tattooed like dude, show me what to listen to. And he'd just like throw me like punk rock records and stuff, and that's what I loved, and I was like, this is great.
Do you think we would have been friends in high school?
That's a good question. I don't even know.
I feel like we would have hated each other in high
There's
school.
a good he played basketball in high school.
Well, I looked at, the punk rock kid, and I was very like, this person is so much cooler than I, that I feel like I need to kind of like, what are you doing? Skating around and stuff like
Having
that.
fun, look at you, cool look,
Yeah.
cool guy.
I got my temps. I can drive with my parents. I'm so much sweeter than you.
I ponder of something terrifying, cause this time there's no sound to hide behind. To find over the course of our human existence, one thing consists of consistence, and it's that we're all battling fear. Oh dear, I don't know if we know why we're here. Oh my, too deep, please stop thinking. I liked it better when my car had sound.
A little over a year ago, when you guys were rolling through Austin and playing just for a handful of people, you played for tens of people at times. So to where you are now, playing in front of thousands of people, what do you think it was that brought those extra 2,998 people to your show? What was it?
Our looks alone. Probably.
Just good looks.
You just work out.
Devilishly good looks. I understand. I can totally get that.
Yeah, it's just a lot of push-ups. It's like I dig what he's saying on stage. I dig the drums and everything, but like they're not very defined physically. But then once we started coming around and started getting a little more muscle, they were like, okay, we worked hard. I gotta be honest with you, not just on push-ups. You can't rely on a lot of the things that some bands rely on, whether it be, the internet or radio or other ways of getting your name and songs out there without having to put the work in. And we wanted to give a small group of people an experience that they might remember and maybe tell someone else.
The reason I ask is because a lot of people and fans who might be watching and aspiring musicians will see you guys and say, wow, they started from nothing and they built up to where they are now, and they'll think, well, what's the formula? There was a formula involved. It was a record label that came in and made them popular, when in fact
we knew zero people in the industry
right.
when we started doing this. And not that we haven't made great partners and friends with people who are helping us now, but honestly, it's not just go out and play, because a lot of people just say that you got to play. You have to play, and the bartender needs to never forget your show. The guy who watches the show every night needs to come up and go, I've seen a lot of shows, and that one was really good. You got to make it memorable. There's not a moment you can waste, because time is of the essence when you're trying to get your name out there, because eventually it's you've lost all the time that you have.
When you play a show and you play that final note and you're waving goodbye to the audience, what do you want them to remember? What do you guys want them leaving saying to their friend?
Besides the muscle definition?
Besides great calves.
Abs.
No calves.
Cabs.
If you'd like.
That's what we call it.
And holy
abs.
shit. But aside from that, what do you want them to say?
What I've always wanted to see in a show, I want to see openness, and I want to see a guy or a girl on stage who's like, listen, I know that you're there. I see you. They know that if they weren't there, the show would suck. When they see us play, I want them to know that we're having fun, we're enjoying ourselves. We don't want to be somewhere else. We want to be where we are when we're playing. And that we really are still convicted by the message that we're saying in our music. I don't want it to ever come across like I've just memorized it. And again, to circle back.
Nice calves.
Nice calves.
Thank you. I was going to do it if you weren't, but thank you very much. 21 Pilots coming to a town near you. Go out and see them. The show's ridiculous. You'll see here in Pew. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Put you on the map. I'll carry you out the sea.